Okay. So I was talking about how my life path number is 22. And according to all the things that I'm reading about it, we are able to make things happen. And I didn't know that I had this secret superpower. I'm kind of skeptical still, but what happened today, um, it's a sign. Anyways, I feel like it's a sign. Um, so I told you about the dream I had last night, or not, it wasn't a dream. I was watching something on YouTube, like I normally do, and it was about an older lady and her rocking chair. Hopefully, I saved it somewhere, but I was falling asleep, and I was like, oh, they're taking her rocking chair away from her. No wonder, no wonder she's sad. And then my next thought was, oh, I wish I had a rocking chair. And that was the last thought that I had before falling asleep, or one of the last thoughts, anyways. And then today I went on a walk, and guess what? One of my neighbors was getting rid of their rocking chair, and it's a beautiful rocking chair because I went up to it and I like pushed it and to see if it was okay. I was like thinking, I wonder why they're getting rid of this. So I went up to their door and asked them if I could have it, and they said, yeah, take it. So this is the fourth time that this has happened. Same exact scenario, almost. Um, I mean, lately, I don't know. I can't remember if there's been any other times because I'll have to like look back and think. And maybe I just didn't realize what was happening, but it's kind of freaking me out. So the first time that it happened was so after my mom passed away, my dad invited me to live here. And I lived here for a few months, and then he started giving me uh, crap, for want of a better word. He was like, um, he said, I don't think this is going to work out. And then he started sexually harassing me, um, which was really creepy. But that's my dad. Um, I think he was doing it as an ends, and he wasn't doing it because he really felt that way. He was just doing it to get rid of me. Now that because he was an alcoholic, and he was also addicted to cigarettes, and I was having a problem with both those things, and I was just thinking to myself, I can't endure this. This has got to change. And I think he was on that wavelength, and he knew. He knew I was going to try and, sabotage his drinking and his cigarette smoking. Well, he had COPD. It was against doctor's orders that he was smoking. And so I think he was fearful that I was going to take those two pleasures away from him. But it really had to be done because I looked into people who have COPD who continue to smoke, and they have like a horrific, painful, very unpleasant death because the end stage of COPD is death. It's a terminal illness. You know, you can't, once you have it, it's maybe with God's help and really intense, but I've never really heard of that happening. It might be possible, but it's, you know, in the medical literature, it says it's impossible and it's a terminal death. So, anyways, he kept saying, like every few days, so when are you going to move out? So I did move out, and I moved a couple of hours away, and we have, there's a family that my family grew up with in Ohio, and they moved here to this state before we ever moved. Any of my family ever moved here. So then I moved over to where they live, and it was really nice to, because I was just a little girl. My older brothers and sisters were friends with their kids, and I lived there for 3 months, and anyways, while I was there, it was a furnished, I was living in a furnished mobile home, and it was really nice. But I have a lot of books, and I just was like, it was one night in bed, I was like thinking, oh, I really need a bookcase, but I don't have any money to buy one. And then, I don't think it was the next day, but it was a few days later. There's like a few doors down, an elderly person that had lived in the mobile home had passed away, so the family was clearing out the mobile home, and there was a bookcase, and it was perfect. And I was like, oh my gosh, I need that bookcase. So I got my friend that lived in the park to help me get that over to my place. And so that was the first time. And then the second time was, I think last year, when my dad was still alive. I can't remember, because time is so weird for me. The passage of time it's hard for me to keep track of it, because unless I write things down. So then one night, well, excuse me, I get really passionate about my artwork and my art projects, and a lot of them have to do with my nostalgia and my feelings of good times, good times that happened. And I spent some time in the Caribbean learning how to scuba dive, and I really loved the brightly colored houses there, and just the island vibe. The people are so friendly, and they're not very wealthy, or they're poor, but they're happy, and they're friendly. When you come to visit, they're very welcoming, and happy to see you, and they make conversation. And so anyways, those are some happy memories for me. And then so when I'm in a bad place in my life, I draw upon those good memories from the past. And I was like thinking, I really want to do a series of paintings of, you know, Caribbean life and, um, like the beautiful, bright, like yellows and pastel pinks and blues and green, um, that they paint their houses, and then all the palm trees and the native plants. And I was like really intensely wanting this, and I even told my dad. I was like, I told, because he's an artist too, and he was like, yeah, that's a good idea. I can't wait to see you do it. And then I was on a walk like a week later, and a couple doors down from this house, I glanced up and there's a huge painting on their door, or on their porch. And guess what it is? It's a painting of um, the beautiful sky, and then a cute house, and then the palm trees and all that, and then there's beach in there somewhere too, and then there's a some boats right in front of the house. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. I had this vision of doing a painting like this, and there it is on somebody's porch. So, it took me a few days to gather up the courage to go up there and ring the doorbell and ask them for the painting. And I said, are you getting rid of your painting? This painting here? And they said, yeah. And I said, do you mind if I take it? And they said, yeah, go ahead, help yourself. And then I was like, oh, thank you so much. It's so pretty. And then I wonder if they were like hoping somebody would take it so they didn't have to like throw it in the garbage or whatever, because it was up there for like a week at least. And so then I brought it home and I cleaned it up and put it in my other bedroom. Well, the small bedroom. I'm in my dad's bedroom right now. And so that was the second time. And then the third time was just like a month or two ago, like maybe 2 months ago. I was thinking, I really need a place for all my art supplies, because I'm really getting into this junk journal thing, and it involves so many different things, like stamps, washi tape, which is, oh, it's so cute. The washi tape is cute printed tape with pretty, it can be just like a solid color, or it could be printed with different things on it, different themes. And the nice thing is you can tear it up off the paper without damaging the paper. You can readjust it and things. And it comes from Japan. So and then I've got like different papers, like different printer papers, and I have drawing paper, and I have paper for watercolor, and just all kinds of different papers. And then I also have paints, and I have colored pencils, and I have inks, and I have calligraphy pens, and I have dipping pens. And then, well, it's gone over the limit, but hopefully it'll let me continue on because I'm so tired of redoing these videos. So that was, I was on another walk, and it was at night, and it was really dark, and I had my flashlight, and I came upon a thing, and it was, the next day was garbage day, and I shined my light, and there it was. It was like one of those cube bookcases that you can put like it's like a cube, but bookcase from, it's like those ones from IKEA. I love IKEA. There aren't any nearby me, but someday I'm gonna go check it out. I like to look at their catalog online. So anyways, yeah, so 4 different times that this has happened to me, and it's so crazy because I will be like really wishing intensely for something, and then it just appears. So the next time I'm gonna wish for $1 million and we'll see if it happens. But if it does, you won't hear it from me because, you know, I need to keep some things private, especially something like that. But anyways, thanks for listening and spending the time with me. And so I plan on hopefully making more videos once I get into the groove of and the routine and getting the routine down. Anyways, happy full moon day, and I hope everything works out for you guys too. Hopefully good things will happen for you this full moon in Cancer. Have a good night.